أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: خير ما أعطي الرجل المؤمن. الرجل المؤمن يعني ذكر ولا أنثى. خير ما أعطي الرجل المؤمن خلق حسن. خلق أفضل شيء الله سبحانه وتعالى يعطي الرجل هو شنو؟ الخلق الحسن. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. وشر ما أعطي الرجل قلب سوء في صورة حسنة. شر ما أعطي قلب سوء في صورة حسنة. يعني لذلك النبي صلى الله عليه وآله يقول: إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. ويعضد هذا كلام الباري عز وجل للنبي، يقول: وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم. تأكيديا بها. وإن هاي الواو واو قسم، إن حرف توكيد، والكاف للمخاطب، والمتحدث من الله سبحانه وتعالى. هذا حديث يطول في هذا الموضوع. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the bane of beauty is vanity. The bane of beauty is vanity. Now, the pilgrimage to the holy shrine. The other sects, they accused Shia of worshipping the infallible imams. How? By visiting their shrines, by praying in their shrines, and by doing the adornments of the holy shrines all the time, and they taking care of the holy shrines, and when they came and visit, they perform their salah here. Before I go through what they said, in all countries, all communities, there are what? There are specific or recognizable people, just like engineers, inventors, pious people. Those communities are respecting them by doing what? Either by making statues for them, or making or naming the city with their names, or naming, giving the name of these people to a main road under their names, and so on, or to make their graves as a museum, to let people to visit and to write the history of that person, what he did in this city, what was his famous acts in this city. So something is normal. It is not something which is specially belong to Shia people. It is also belong to a natural thing. It's a kind of saying thankful, or saying thank you to those people. This is the way. So why it is only Shia people, when they want to keep their traditions, to protect their people, or the grave of the infallible imams, or the descendants of the infallible imams, why they accused them of infidelity? Why? What's all the reasons? Anyhow, this is number one. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who orders us to visit the shrines of Ahlul Bayt in order to seek the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to pray there. what it said in dua, in a prayer, in our prayer. وَجَعَلَ الشِّفَاءَ فِي تُرْبَتِهِ وَالدُّعَاء إيش بيه مستجاب تحت قبته. That the prayer under its tongue is very accepted. And millions of people, they exercise this dua under the tomb of Ameer al-Mu'mineen, Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, the Prophet, and they get what? And they get the reward. So why not? I'm not worshipping Imam Hussein at all. Never you, never anybody else. But we are saying those are the gate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you seek nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you go through this gate, not somebody else. So we have to be careful with visiting Ahlul Bayt. Visiting the holy shrine, it has what? It has a specific or a special etiquette. Before a while we have a hints about this. This etiquette, when you want to visit Imam Hussein, you have to do a recommended ghusl, and you have to put perfume, you have to put on your new clothes. If you do not have the best clothes, that you have to wear it, and you have to walk in a humble way. You have to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mention Allah, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, La ilaha illallah, all the time. Not only that, but when you came close to the grave of the Imam, you will say, Assalamu alayka ayyuhal Imam al-Ma'soom. When we say Assalam, when we greet somebody, are we greeting somebody who is dead? No, of course not. What we said in our prayers, أعلم أنك تسمع وترد مو. Is he dead or alive? ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا أموات عند ربهم بل هم أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. What does it mean أحياء? What does it mean أحياء؟ أحياء يعني يأتيهم رزقهم. رزق يعني الواحد عايشون يأكل ويشرب يجي يأكل ويشرب. So they are not like other people. We are not talking about dead people or normal people. We are talking about pious people, about infallible imams, about the connection between the earth and the sky. This is whom we are talking about. Let's see what late Muzaffar, may Allah bless his soul, he said. One of the practices that distinguish of the Imamiyya Shia from the other Muslim sect is that they tend to visit the shrines of the Holy Prophet alayhi salam, sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, and the holy Imams alayhi salam in a regular basis, build handsome structures on these shrines and sacrifice everything for them willingly and faithfully. All these practices are carried out by the Imamiyya Shia in compliance with the recommendation of the holy Imams alayhim salam, who urged their followers to visit these tombs. So it is not by themselves, it is not by ourselves to visit the holy shrines, but it is urged by our holy Imams to visit the graves of Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhim, to visit these tombs and awaken their desire for the great reward of Almighty Allah that is won when such visits are made. Such practices are among us the acts of obedience. The acts of obedience to whom? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. that draw one near Almighty Allah after the obligatory acts of worship. Moreover, these tombs are the best places wherein prayers are answered and pure devotion to Almighty Allah is achieved. Before, I think 5 years ago, a guest came from America, but he was not a Muslim, and I don't think that he was a Christian either. So I took him a tour here in the Holy Shrine, and then we entered to the Holy Shrine of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Then after that we sit together, we start to talk. I asked him, what did you feel? He said, I felt something I did never felt about this feeling before. I'm so comfortable. I'm now in peace. I don't have anything to worry about. I told him, why is that? He said, this is the first time that I feel this feeling because I am in this holy shrine. I never been just like this. So this person, he is not a Muslim, and he does not know about Imam Hussein before. This is the first visit to the holy shrine of an infallible Imam. So how about the people or the person who believes in Imam al-Hussein and who believes that Imam Hussein will reply to his prayers, will accept his prayers, is ready to help him, will never give up about him? The situation, we should think of it. So nowadays, me and you, we have to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He let us visit Imam Hussein at least once a week. Alhamdulillah wa shukr that I can visit Imam Hussein every day. That one of the blessings of our, or the karamat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to me, that I visit Imam Hussein every day. At least to say Salamu alaykum ya Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. This is a great charity, ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to me. The holy Imams alayhim salam have also stated that visiting these shrines accomplishes the fulfillment of our covenant with them. In this regard, Imam al-Ridha alayhi salam is reported to have said, إذ أن لكل إمام عهدا في عنق أوليائه وشيعته وأن من تمام الوفاء بالعهد وحسن الأداء زيارة قبورهم فمن زارهم رغبة. He is willing to do this. Nobody is forcing him. He is willing to do this. فمن زارهم رغبة في زيارتهم وتصديقا بما رغبوا فيه كان أئمتهم شفعاءهم يوم القيامة. عجيب. ترى خفوا أشوف أقول كم بابا. عندي أحكي عن نفسي. ما الأدخل يوم القيامة بالجنة عندي أعمال كل شيء ما عندي. ولعل أعمالي كلها للنار أستجير بالله. ولكني طمعان بشفاعتهم. ما مأيس من شفاعتهم أبدا. مع كل الذنوب مع كل المعاصي ما أيس من شفاعتهم. The disciples and followers of every Imam alayhim salam are connected to him with binding covenant that they must fulfill. Among the items of an excellent fulfillment of these covenants is indeed the visiting of the Imam's tombs. Hence, if one visits their tombs willingly and with the intention of accomplish their desire, the Imams will intercede for him on the day of resurrection. هو راح يكون شفيع يوم القيامة. يعني من هسه أنا ضامن إمام من الأئمة المعصومين، قوي علاقته وعلاقتي وياه، هو يكون شفيعي بالعافية. صدق بالعافية. Besides, visiting the holy shrines brings about a good number of religious and social advantages. Now when we come to visit, especially in Arba'ini, I think you saw that by yourself. You meet new people from America, from Pakistan, from India, from Europe, here in Haram, and you make friendship with them. You know about their heritage, their traditions, and maybe you have a new connection with them. That's good to know what's going on in these countries, how they live there. A good number of religious and social advantages, and a fact that has made our imams take such great interest in the matter. Some of these advantages are as follows. Number one, visiting the holy shrines strengthens the bond of loyalty and love for the holy imams alayhim salam in their followers. Each day, each time you visit the holy shrine of Imam Hussein, you will find the power which connected with this Imam will become more stronger and stronger. Two, it arouses the pictures of the holy Imams alayhim salam, exploits morality and struggle for truth. Number three, during the congregational seasons of visits, the scattered groups of Muslims gather in the same place to know each other and exchange views. 4. It fixes in hearts the spirits of submission to Almighty Allah, devotion to Him, and compliance with His commands. When you visit the holy shrine, you are obeying whom? You are obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you are saying yes to your order. I am obeying your orders. Forms of ziyarah. Through the eloquent statements reported from the recommended by the holy imams, stated during visit and known as ziyarah, the pilgrims learn the reality of monotheism, the true sacredness of the Islam and the Holy Prophet's mission. They also learn their duties of abiding by high morality, submitting to the Maker of all creatures, and appreciating His bounties and favors. At this point, the visits to the holy shrines undertake the same function performed by supplications discussed in the previous chapters. As you know, the supplications, it has what? It has Islamic codes. Not only that, also it has the basics of the Islamic beliefs in it. So it teaches us. It is not only supplication, but it is, I think you know nowadays the theories of teaching, the new theories of teaching. One of the methods or the new methods of teaching is what? Teaching through what? Teaching through what? Communication. Or teaching through playing. Teaching through playing. You have 2 or 3 students or a group of students and you make what? A game for them. But this game has been set for a purpose. To teach them something. Vocabulary, spelling. Okay? Also, the supplications for Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, it is not has been done just like that, but it has been done to teach us the principles of Islam, the morals, Islamic codes, how to be a good believer, a faithful person, loyal person to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the aim of, these are the aims of the supplications discussed in the previous chapter. Some of these forms of ziyarah in fact hold remarkable supplications, such as the ziyarat Aminullah, a form of a prayer that Imam Ali ibn al-Hussein alayhi salam is reported to have made during his visit to the tomb of his grandfather Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. These forms of ziyarah present a clear-cut depiction of the situations and sacrifices of the holy Imams alayhim salam for the sake of supporting the right and elevating the influence of religion over all other influences. They also demonstrate the holy Imams alayhim salam dedicating themselves to obeying Almighty Allah. In loose Arabic diction and easy to understand statements, these forms of ziyarah contain an excellent expressions of monotheism, supplication and invocation to Almighty Allah. In addition to the Holy Quran, Nahj al-Balagha and the supplications reported from the holy Imams alayhim salam, these forms of ziyarah are reckoned among the most sublime religious literature because they hold an extract of the holy Imams, knowledge in faith and self-discipline. The visiting of these holy shrines recommended by the holy Imams alayhim salam holds teaching and true guidance that call for the attainment of the supreme goals of religion, such as spiritual progress of Muslims, development of the spirit of a mutual sympathy among different classes of the Muslim community. Nowadays, if you see that the only one Muslim sects whom they support the Palestinian people and the Lebanese people, they are who? The Shia people. While the Sunnis people, they do not support their brothers, their Sunnis brother in Palestine. But the opposite, they support the Zionists, their enemies, against the Palestinian people. Look, what are the principles of Shia, where and how the belief of Shia and how the belief of the other Muslims sects, and encouraging amicable association, polite behavior and social intercourse. This discipline includes practice before entering the holy shrines as well as others during the visit and after it. Etiquettes of visiting the holy shrines. As I told you, the etiquettes of the visiting the holy shrine, first of all, you have to wash yourself, to wear a new clothes, or at least clean clothes if you do not have a new clothes, and to perfume yourself. I mean, for men, okay, if you are with only women, doesn't matter. But if you're scared or afraid that man is going to smell your perfume, you shouldn't put perfume. Not only that, look, a pilgrimage, yes. Number one, a pilgrim to the holy shrine must bathe and cleanse himself, from impurities before beginning the visit. So we have to take what? We have to take physically to clean ourselves, and psychologically. Physically by washing ourselves, having recommended baths, performing ablution, and psychologically, when we came to the holy shrine, we have to walk slowly and we have to shorten our steps. Not only that, keep praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just like Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad, lowering our eyes into the ground while we are walking, not hurting anybody when the crowd of visit right here. Do not be attached with people. Do not hurt them. Do not insult them. Do not curse them. Do not shout at them even. Some visitors, they do not these etiquettes. And even you find them when they came to the holy shrine, what they did, they start to scream, to shout, or to use this mobile to take selfie and to take pictures, give their backs to the grave of the imam. This is impolite way to use. And to scream inside the holy shrine, hey, fulan, hey, come here. No, this is unacceptable. If you are in the middle of the crown of a king, are you going to do these things? No, of course not. And you have to respect and to behave yourself while you are there. To keep yourself busy with mentioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thinking about your problems, what you need from Him, why you came here. Keep thinking of the situation, how Imam Hussein has been murdered, for example. How you are in the holy shrine of Imam Hussein. How Imam Hussein has been murdered. Why? And to think of this. Not to think of the food, to think where to sit, what a kind of hotel I came and to sit in. I came to visit my Imam. I'm so longing. I'm thirsty to see the Imam. I'm eager to see the Imam. Not, I'm coming here to take pictures, to be busy with the trivial things, and to lose this opportunity, great opportunity of Imam Hussein. Anyhow, number 2, a pilgrim to the holy shrines is advised to put on his cleanest clothes, as I told you. Number 3, it is good to put on perfume if possible. Look, if possible. Number 4, when possible, a pilgrim should give alms to the poor. This is a good point to stop. To give alms to the poor. Who are the poor people? Are they the beggars whom they stand in the traffic asking for money and something that, or for donation or asking for donation? No, they are not poor people. Poor people whom you know. You should know, at least if you do not know, you say, okay, I don't know who are the poor people. Okay, put it in al-ain box for charity. The jurist, he said, it is what? It is accepted sadaqah, accepted charity. And when you put it in this box, as you put it what? In the hand of Sayyid Sistani. And if you put it right there, that means it is accepted. That's enough. Give charity. It's good to give charity. Try to train yourself of giving charity. Thus, this teaching. Number 5, a pilgrim of the holy shrines is recommended to proceed towards these shrines with tranquility and gravity, casting his eyes down. Of course, such acts demonstrate that pilgrims respect the visited places. Yes, if we do so, that shows what? That shows we respect these places. Number 6, a pilgrim is recommended to repeat the statement Allahu Akbar. And number 7, after accomplishing the rites of the visit, a pilgrim is recommended to offer 2 units. It means 2 rak'at of ziyarah. 2 rak'at of ziyarah. صلاة الزيارة ركعتين مثل صلاة الصبح. يعني شنو النية مالت كثير. Most of the visitors, they ask, what is the intention, what is the niyyah of this? 2 rak'ats seeking nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ركعتين قربة طاعة الله تعالى. And at the end, after you finish, I prayed those 2 rak'ats. It is only for you, because nobody can bow, can prostrate, only for you. And I gave them as a present for Imam Hussein. That's it. And I hope you, my God, you will reward me instead of Imam Hussein because of these 2 rak'ats. Number 8, pilgrims conduct. Say that again. Number 8, pilgrims conduct and behavior must be most proper while on a visit. For example, he should speak as little as possible. Why? Because he is busy with praising Allah, mentioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except in affairs that benefit Islam, mention Almighty Allah constantly. That's, yeah. Yes, that's all. Any question? No question? والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعنعهم